Hi, Mr. Loader here. Wanted to talk to you about the learning for Friday. I'm going to start off by talking about the starter activity. Of course, it's an English lesson. This time for the start, you've got a title. It's cold. That's the word. That's the title. So what I want you to do is think of as many words as you can to do with cold. And then part two, you've got to share the words with someone, see what words they can come up with, add them to your list. And then part three, now write a sentence using the words about cold. So I've done an example on the next slide, okay, about cold. So these were the words that I came up with: winter, heating, fire, hot chocolate, hat, scarves, gloves, sofa, blanket, cup of tea. Okay, now of course I'd share them with someone and they'd give me some words and see if I can add them to my list. So this is what I've done a couple of examples. I snuggled under a cozy blanket on the sofa with a delicious hot chocolate because it was so cold in the house. Okay. Now, again, things that I've included, I've used adjectives, haven't I, to describe the blanket and to describe the hot chocolate, delicious. And then I've used a conjunction to extend my sentence to say, was I underneath the blanket? Why was I having a hot chocolate? Next one. I was glad I could feel the warmth of the fire as I had just come in from outside in the freezing cold. Okay, so again, it's given that reason, isn't it? It could just be I was glad I could feel the warmth of the fire, but it takes it further, doesn't it? As I had just come in from outside in the freezing cold. Again, adjective to describe the cold, add more information about the cold. Okay, so have a go at your own one. You might think of some different words for cold. So our goal is to understand the function of bullet points and use them within our writing. So I'm just wanting to do a recap on sequencing, sorry. What helped us when sequencing the instructions? Why were they difficult to sequence? Okay. So have a think about that. Pause the video. So these things helped us when sequencing the instructions. It was the time connectives, the time words. They were really helpful, weren't they? But also, if you found words in the instructions that link to the next one. So, for example, it might be first boil the water, then take the boiling water and pour it into a jug. That one could go, that would go next because, of course, it's talking about the boiling water. So that links it together. So bullet points. Bullet points are used for making a list. You could use them to organize a set of questions, a list of nouns, or a checklist of things to do. Okay. So here you go. It's a list of 7 wonders of the world here. If your bullet point is a part of a list of nouns, you can separate them with a semicolon, so you can see that coming after them. If your bullet point is a sentence, use capital letters and full stops. The Colosseum in Rome was built in 80 AD. Stonehenge was constructed sometime between 3000 and 2000 BC. Now, we're going to be looking at using them in a list of things needed for instructions. So here you can see you will need a pair of this is to how to catch an alien. Would you like to catch an alien? Use these instructions to help you. So you will need a pair of unused underpants. So that's our first bullet point. A rope, a stick, a large cardboard box without a lid, a fishing net. Here you go. Here's another example for a cherry cobbler. So you can see the filling ingredients. These are the things that you need. Spread out with bullet points. Here, again, you will need an A4 piece of paper folded in half, a smaller piece of card, colouring pens, pencils, crayons, or paint, one split pin, scissors and glue. Okay, so here's instructions for making a hot chocolate. Okay, now obviously it's got the things that you will need using the pictures. So what I would like you to do is think about the thing that you need to make a hot chocolate. Okay, so pause the video. Okay, so to make a hot chocolate, now I could read you the instructions, couldn't I? But I thought we'd just go from the pictures. So we need hot chocolate powder. We would need milk. We would need a microwave, a jug, teaspoon. Is there anything else that we need? Mug as well, of course. Put it into. I think that's it. Okay, so that would be my bullet points. Now they should be with a bullet point, not a. So I just need to. They just come in with arrows. So let's just change them. There you go. So that's how it would look for our things you will need. And we can have the title, can't we? Things you will need. Okay, now for the core activity, it's how to make a cup of tea. So this video might just help you give an idea because you will need to think about the things that you need. So this is the main activity. Write instructions for how to make a cup of tea. Pictures for how to do this are in the document section. So when you do that, before you write the instructions, remember you will need to do that. You will need list them using bullet points. And then the scaffolded activity is write instructions for how to make toast. And of course, use bullet points to make a list of the things that you need for making toast. Fly high challenge. Add on the things you will need to the instructions using bullet points. So you'll see again in the document section an activity, and from them you need to come up with the bullet points of things that you will need. Okay, and once you've done that, the plenary is to share your instructions with a partner. Have they used bullet points correctly? Have they used capital letters and full stops in their instructions? Do their sentences make sense? Okay, thank you very much. I hope you found that useful. Take care, Mr. Loader.